You see, one thing that forgiveness has taught me is that when forgiveness settles in, your eyes begin to open. You start to see beauty in the things that once caused you pain. Drum rolls, and welcome to day 18 of our 21 days journey of forgiveness and prayers. And today we are focusing more on the beauty hidden in forgiveness. Recently I attended an event, and that was a business seminar that held sometime in May. And I'm referring to the Full Gospel Businessmen's Fellowship Seminar. The location that I would always attend my annual seminar would always be far from my home, so it leads me to always reach out to this my friend that stayed very close to the venue. So on this particular day, which was this year, I got to where I would make my hair, because I would always most times make my hair a day before that day, then chill at his place for easy movement the next day. While my stylist was still making my hair, I decided to also reach out to him to let him know that okay, I was around, but to no avail. He was out of the country. And then I reached out to a few friends that I know that stays close. Everybody seemed not to be available that day. And as God may have it, or destiny may have it, my hairstylist offered her space, and she was like, if you don't mind, would you sleep at my space? I said, why not? Because it was also close to the venue. I was in that vicinity. That was exactly what I wanted. Fast forward to getting to her space. Meanwhile, this lady had a toddler, and on getting to her space, it was time for us to go to bed. It happened that they don't sleep without the lights off, because the toddler would always like the lights to be on. And that moment, farms, you guys. One funny thing was the fact that this woman was so worried about me, but she didn't know that I actually have that experience already. Like with my great grandmother, to her blessed memory, may her soul continue to rest in peace, she would always prefer her lights on. Or like my grandmother, who would always like to sleep in the dark. So you see, I had these two experiences, and I didn't know these things were preparing me for my purpose today, like for my business or for my future of today. It just hit me that moment that if I had not lived with or had experience with these both women, I wouldn't even understand such differences. I don't know if you understand. When I try to go further to analyze like what I have learned from these two, with my great grandmother is, again, I learned what it means to fight for what you love. She was like this type that you dare not touch her child. She would come for you. Like my grandmother, she was quite the opposite. You could even come home crying to her that this person, touched you in a certain way. She would even be like, if you were home, this person wouldn't have done this, But unlike my great grandmother, no, she will come for you. With these two women experiences, what I can tell you is that I learned what it means to be tender and at the same time tough, and that became my strength today. The beautiful thing with this experience is that I could literally blend with any elderly person, because today, whenever I'm dealing with any elderly person, I could either see the trait of my great grandmother or my grandmother in them. Like there's no how the two of them would escape. That it even got to a point I had to wake up one morning. I called my mother and I said, thank you for not being there. It may sound strange, but it came from a healed heart, because I began to see that she too went through her own pain. If she didn't make the choice to carry me, I wouldn't be here today. Maybe Ugobechi wouldn't even exist. And who knows, a global vision could have been wiped away before it even began. Now, that's the thing with forgiveness. When you forgive, you begin to see how everything connects. Like, you stop judging their actions and start appreciating their choices, because even in their weaknesses, God was still working. Like, God is preparing you for one thing or the other. So please forgive today and see the beauty in what God has prepared for you. Okay? And I believe in you that you're going to give forgiveness a chance. Okay? Bye-bye. See you tomorrow. Mwah.